What's going on, everyone? It's Rob and Jonny. Welcome to episode 68 of the MMArcade podcast. And I just want to thank all of you for helping me with my toe injury. I stubbed my toe. You've given your well wishes. Dude, it's been hard recovery. Did you see the top comment? Jonny working through a stubbed toe to do the podcast. What a warrior.
Dude, I'm going to bring it up right now. It's the best.
Please read that comment verbatim. I pinned it because it made me laugh so hard.
I think we have the best crew.
Honestly, I love everyone that watches this podcast.
Jonny's still doing the podcast with a fractured toe. What a warrior. Get well soon, Jonny.
And then look at the responses. Please.
There's no, everyone is just wishing you the best, man. Like, it's crazy the adversity you're fighting right now.
What a machine. Oh, man. Honestly.
I love it.
I got the best chuckle.
I think you got more popular from that. From the people knowing you're suffering.
It's a rough injury. Sitting down with it has been tough, but we are here to bring you the podcast, and we have been keeping consistency. But before we get into today's topics, UFC 316 predictions, we are going to miss 1 week, okay? And the reason is I'm heading overseas. It's actually me this time. I'm heading overseas for a week, and unfortunately, we won't be able to do our reactions to 316 straight away. It will take some time for the next episode. So I really do apologize for that. This is just not one that we can pre-record ahead of time because you can't pre-record reactions to a card that haven't happened. So
you know what? Sorry. We should try.
we could pretend,
We should try. We should be that group that react before the fights. That'll just set us apart from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Imagine the cojones on us to try and do that before cards even taken place. We can't. We're so sorry, but we are here giving you this predictions for 316. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But Rob, let's get right into it. In the main event, the fight that everyone's been waiting for. Not really.
316.
But Merab Dvalishvili against Sean O'Malley for the title. Merab, of course, 19 wins, 4 losses, 15 of those wins by decision. He's beaten a string of fighters at this stage, man. Look at this. Umar, Sean, obviously, to get the title. Henry Cejudo, Petr Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. And then you've got Sean O'Malley, 18 wins, 2 losses, 12 by knockout. He just lost to Merab, lost the title. But before that, he beat Cheeto. He beat Aljo to get the title. And also he's defeated Petr Yan. I know it's very contentious and very controversial. Mm-hmm. But Rob, what do you think about this fight, man?
Yeah, I'm very interested in it. Obviously, how the fight came about is whatever. But any fight Sean's in, because he's such a sharp shooter, his striking is so clinical and so unorthodox. His angles, his instincts, he doubles down on his instincts in the game, in live. It is so good to watch. I just really like watching it. Now, Merab's a story we all want to keep seeing go the distance, right? Yeah. He's the fairy tale ending, everyone. And I said this the first time I broke down their fight. I want to see that cardio machine, that high-spirited Merab do the impossible. Just, constantly take down people, gas out people time and time again by doing what he does well, which is mixing in his wrestling, which opens up hands once his opponent gets tired. Then he just takes control of the fight and controls the fight, the distance that way.
Yeah.
I want to see that story continue. I wanted to see it with Colby. We didn't. I wanted to see it with lots of other fighters. Usman, we didn't. Yep. There's been multiple times I've wanted to see this story just go the length, see who can stop him. Yeah, to a degree, I guess. The other story is Chimaev. We want to see Chimaev, the same sort of story. Sure. It's funny me saying that. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a story we want to see. We're seeing it with when he's going to fight DDP. How does that story end? Is he going to still be able to do what he does well? Yeah. I want to see that story with Merab. I want to see him do that to his opponents. But, right, Sean, after the fight, said he had some injuries. Obviously, that affected his early takedowns. Early takedown defense once he started getting fatigued. Obviously, when a sharpshooter like Sean starts to get fatigued, he loses that microsecond of timing, of speed, and it changes the entire fight. Now that Sean's had a feel of Merab, now that he's been in there with him for 5 rounds, now that he's not injured, perhaps, whether he was or was not, what are we going to see?
Here's the thing, right? I've learnt my lesson betting against Merab. As I recall, when it was the Merab and Umar fight, I backed Umar, you were for Merab, you thought he was just going to do what he does, and that's exactly what happened, right? I don't think I can ever pick against Merab after that. The fact is, yes, his fight against Sean O'Malley was closer, but after that Umar fight, man, I just can't doubt his tenacity, his cardio, his ability just to get it done. Yes, there have been times in a few fights that has been dropped, but he's always come back and he's always ended up winning those fights. I just don't know what Sean. Yeah, maybe he was injured in the past fight, etc., etc. Again, there were rounds which were close, but I just don't know what he's going to do to combat that. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, he's a sharpshooter, and the thing that Sean, this is what makes him so dangerous. In that first fight, whenever they were at striking range, my hackles were up. Like I was on the edge of my seat because you're just waiting for Sean to connect. And honestly, we're going to be feeling much the same emotions on the roller coaster this next fight. Because Sean is so good at what he does. He needs a split second to switch someone off to change the entire dynamic of a fight. Yeah. Now, I think that Umar fight put Merab in a great position to fight Sean. Umar's no slouch when it comes to striking. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
He does a lot of flashy stuff as well. Not to mention the threat of the wrestling as well and the defense of the wrestling. So I think that was a great precursor to this second fight with Sean. And I think him staying active against such high-level competition is going to feed into his advantage. Whereas Sean has just kind of sat out, hasn't been working, like at that level. And now he's fighting a more weathered version, a more experienced version of Merab.
Can we talk about that just a little bit? Not to detract away from the fight itself and our breakdown of it, but do you have thoughts about Sean essentially getting an immediate rematch? He had one title defense against Cheeto. He's straight back in there against Merab. I kind of alluded to it before that many people aren't really excited to see this fight because we've just seen it and a lot of people don't feel like Sean has kind of earned the opportunity to fight for the title again. What would you say about that?
It's tricky. Sean's a superstar. And when you get that sort of clout, you get away with a lot of things.
It's interesting because he is he is a superstar and he's been flashy in the past, but he's never actually been much of a talker like on the mic. He's actually been a little bit more on the low key side. Yeah. And this time around, he's completely locked in. I think he's gone off of social. Yeah. He's doing the interview here and there, but I don't know whether him against Merab is a fight that's actually going to sell crazy pay-per-view numbers. I get that he's a star, but I don't know how much that's translating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super curious. I'm super pumped about this fight. Like a lot of times with rematches, not all rematches, but a lot of times with rematches, like you're always curious. Yeah, sure. I guess the thing is, so Sean is a superstar for one. Okay. Yeah. I know we were talking about whether or not it will sell out the way we think it will, but Sean generally, like if Sean's on a card, he sells. Okay. But secondly, Merab's beaten everyone, man.
He's beaten Piotr Jan. Like the only person, and please don't correct me if I'm wrong on this, but he hasn't beaten Corey Sandhagen, right? And Sandhagen obviously had that awesome win against Figgy. That would have been the next person, right? But was Merab willing to? Because that fight only took place recently. So was Merab willing to sit out for that long? They probably wanted another fight to fill out a card. So when you do look down the list, he just beat Umar. He's already beaten Piotr Jan. I wouldn't have minded. I think Piotr's done more than Sean to get that title opportunity, but I guess I just wanted to raise it because it's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. The UFC work in mysterious ways sometimes, but like I said, I'm very curious about this rematch. This one in particular, I guess because of their first fight, because Sean is such a sharpshooter, he can finish fights instantly. Because Merab is the workhorse that he is, and the fact that he can get hurt, we've seen him hurt in fights. I'm curious, and I'm going to tune in for it.
You've gone both sides a little bit now. You've mentioned how Merab could win it, how Sean can win it. Are you willing to give a firm prediction on this one?
I'm going to back Merab again.
Yeah.
Okay, I love Sean. I love the way he works, but I backed him the first Merab. I want to see that story. I want to see that story, like I mentioned before, that novel written in sand. I want to see it. I want to see how far the horse can run.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be done in typical Merab fashion? Some of those rounds might be close, but he's just going to
be slow 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I will be outraged if there's anything else. I want to see a absolute grind fest for 25 minutes.
That Umar fight, man, was so bloody entertaining. I was like constantly jumping out of my seat and laughing. Just the way that
the transitions were wild.
It was so. I will say this though, I like Merab, but I wish that he could mix in some submission game. Like I don't know why he doesn't have that ability to. Like he has so much control time. Like surely he can work a bit of jiu-jitsu in the game, a bit of grappling in the game.
That's how you lose positions, but right. I spoke to Merab today. And
did you?
He seems locked in. He says he's going to be looking for a finish in this one. I did think in their first fight, he got a bit carried away with the showboating, a bit carried away with the taunting a little bit.
Did you mention
when he
that
hopped
to
up with
him?
his hands up and got hit in the back of the head? No, I didn't feel like it was necessary because he seems locked in when I was speaking to him. I didn't get that super high energy that we're used to seeing with Merab. He seemed like a real focused Merab. He understands the threat that Sean's going to bring to the table. And I'm looking forward to this weekend for that. So primarily for this fight. But I am
5-round grind fest
for the next one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am going to lean towards Merab as well. As I said, after the Umar fight, I just can't ever bet against him. I think it's going to be a 5-round grind fest. He's going to get it done. There might be 1 or 2 rounds that go to Sean. I know we've talked about Merab being dropped in the past. Marlon Moraes and Henry Cejudo have dropped him. But he went on to win those fights, and he recovered.
Yeah, he still does. He still does.
Yeah. But Sean's a bigger puncher, so I don't know. But I'm going to still say Merab. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But, Rob, we do have a few other fights. We're not going to spend too much time on these other ones. But in the co-main, we have Julianna Peña against Kayla Harrison. We have Kelvin Gastelum against Joe Pyfer. Mario Bautista is fighting the debuting Patchy mix in the UFC. And also Vicente Luque fighting Kevin Holland. I swear to God, Kevin Holland is fighting every 2 months. Is this not crazy? We were just talking about him the other episode.
And you know what's wild? He's like, he fights anyone in the rankings. Like he fights someone in the high in the rankings. He fights someone with no rankings. He fights someone under the top 10. He fights someone in the top 5. It's like,
I don't get it.
He's just like the ultimate utility substitute. Like just jumps in to fight people. But you know what? I am pumped for the co-mate, Julianna Peña and Kayla Harrison. Kayla's an animal, but after Peña's last fight, she's got dog in her. And I'm curious to see how that translates in rounds 4 and 5 for Kayla.
Yeah. Part of me, when I first saw that fight, I was like, Kayla's going to throw her around. It's not even going to be close. Mm-hmm. But we saw Kayla Harrison's last fight. It wasn't as dominant as we thought it should have been, I think I think Kayla's going to get it done. But I don't know, man. That Julianna Peña fight was also a bit of a dodgy.
That's what I mean. I got. I like Kayla Harrison, and I think she's an animal of a fighter. But I got Peña in this one. I think I can see Peña.
You're going Peña? No,
I can see her dragging out a decision win. Just like weathering the storm that Kayla's presenting in the first 3, and just turning it to a dog fight for the remainder of the fight. Like 3 might be up in the air. Depends how, because there's a lot of pressure on Kayla. Everyone expects so much from her. And now she's finally up to the plate. She's fighting for a title. It's 5 rounds. She hasn't had a 5-round fight in a long time. I don't know. It's just a feeling I have.
Fair enough. The thing that always gets me concerned about Kayla, man, like her weight cuts are brutal. That every time she does it, she hasn't missed weight, but when she steps on that plate, man, I'm like, you do not look good whatsoever. Like, she's big. Yeah. She's a big lady. And to cut down every time for that, it must not be good.
She does it. She's a professional. Got to give it to her. You know, she's never missed weight.
Yeah. I was listening to some other creators, and shout out to Bedtime MMA, but some people were saying that they act in terms of the build-up and the back and forth. Julianna Peña and Kayla Harrison they're giving it to them to each other. You know what I mean? They're actually pretty entertaining on the mic, because I don't think we're going to necessarily see that from Sean and Merab. They actually like each other. Yeah. They're taking photos with each other in freaking spa bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the animosity is not there anymore with them two.
No.
But I'm certainly invested in the Peña Harrison feud right now. Like they hate each other. And I'm so for like women fights when they hate each other are so much better.
Yeah. Can I ask you this?
So much better.
Before we go off UFC 316, let's say Kayla Harrison wins, all right? Any chance of Amanda Nunes coming back and fighting?
I heard she said, like, without a doubt, she's fighting the winner of this fight.
Oh, either way. Oh,
yeah, right. She's fighting the winner of this fight. I think it was on Fox. She said she's going to come back after this, like, whoever, and fight the winner of whoever wins. So
could you imagine?
Yes.
Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes? That would be huge. It would be huge.
Yeah. You know what? It would be huge depending on how this fight goes. Like, if we see if we see that Kayla have another fight like her last. Now, I'm not saying it was a bad fight. I'm just saying it's not the X factor fight we thought Kayla would bring to the octagon. Okay?
Absolutely.
But if we see another fight like that, everyone's going to be worried about Nunes coming in, because Nunes has always brought that X factor into the ring. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what happens and let us know.
Yep.
Before? Yeah, go on.
Before we jump off UFC, okay?
Yeah.
So there are predictions for UFC 316.
Yep.
But before we jump off and jump into the games news, right? I want to just shout out, not shout out. I want to make a point of something. So there was, I forget who it was. Was it some MMA source? Okay. They just cut out the one line of me saying, when Vulcan Yair 2, no one wants to see that. That's all they cut out. They posted it on Instagram, and Yair replied, like, mind your own business, don't get your teeth smashed in, something like that. Like he made this source. What have I said, guys, about cutting one lines out of our podcast? Because now Yair hates me, and we've all seen how Yair acts to those he hates. Okay, I'm not going to be able to go to a press conference with him anymore. You know, he's an emotional guy.
I'm trying to find who did it because I saw it.
It was just jump on Instagram. It was out of context. Okay, I like Yair. Okay, we were talking about no one wants to see that fight, not when we wanted to watch Diego and Yair go at it after the last time they were at a press conference. Hell, that could be me next time. You know? But we were talking we were purely speculating from a fan's point of view. Okay? It's never anything personal. There's no need to bring my teeth into it, buddy. All right? I hope he chills out and understands that he was just baited into this. Like I said, and I've said it on this podcast tons of times, I never bet against him. Like I am, unless it's against Volk. What are you going to do, right? It's so hard for me to bet against him. I love the way he fights. I like the way he locks into fights. Okay, I think he's a pretty cool dude. So. Yeah, MMA source that cut that one line out and made me and Yair enemies. Screw you guys, man.
I don't know if it was them, but I'm seeing this one post from MMA Uncensored where it's just like your face. No one wants to see this fight. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Yair, if you are watching this, all right, there's no bad blood here.
No bad blood, man. No bad blood.
Far out, dude. We keep talking about it, and you know they're gonna do the same. They're gonna snip another bit of the segment, and
they're gonna cut it out again and send it to
Sean's gonna hate you,
mate, straight up. But it is what it is. What do you do?
It is what it is. But that is the UFC news for today, hitting a 20-minute mark. We thought this was going to be short. It might still be. Games news, Rob. Overnight, biggest talking point. The Witcher 4 has seen a new tech demo release. They've partnered, of course, with Unreal Engine, and it's been played on a PS5. Watch it. I have the link there. You can watch it as we're talking about it. It is a tech demo, and they actually had to come back later and clarify, hey, this is not actual gameplay. It's a tech demo to show what technology we have and we're working with, etc., etc. But I tell you what, man, it looks good. It is like one of the best looking bits of, I know it's not actual gameplay, but one of the best looking bits of gameplay or a tech demo that I've seen, and it's running off a PS5. It's actually insane. I know that you have your reservations about The Witcher 4, but you got to admit, it's looking pretty good, man.
Mate, the fact that it's running on a PS5 is outstanding, okay?
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Very hard to take anything away from tech demos. Very hard, okay? Because like Final Fantasy have been making mad cinematics since PS1, dude. Like, am I right?
You're right, man.
Still, I'm not on board with The Witcher 4. I don't want to play Ciri. I didn't like it in The Witcher 3. I'm certainly not going to like it in The Witcher 4. I want to be Geralt. That's fair. A dude. That's dude.
Fair.
Man.
That's fair. Look, so. I want to give it a go. I guess my big question is that I need to do a proper playthrough of Witcher 3. I've played it a little bit, but not enough where I feel like I can just jump into The Witcher 4. And this very much feels like a direct follow-on with the story. I know all of them are, but most people jumped into Witcher 3 without playing 1 and 2. But I feel like you need to play 3 before 4, you know?
Witcher 3 is one of the few games that I consider a piece of art, like actual art. I think it was absolutely outstanding. It's one of the few games, literally I can only name maybe one other game that when I finished the game, I felt empty and lost. Like, I remember when I got hooked into the story of The Witcher 3, I took all my sick leaves, all my sick days, and I just sat there at my computer for about 3-4 days straight. Like, and it was out of nowhere because it wasn't when the game first came out. It was like a little bit afterwards, and I was just I'll try it out. And mate, I was just completely enraptured. And finishing it left a hole in me. I didn't know what to do with myself. And that's kind of actually also the game that killed storylines for me, killed any sort of game that has an ending to it, because I never wanted to feel like that again, man. I'm glad I did. I experienced that, and I managed to experience such a good game. But man, it was rough.
I will say though, I've had that exact feeling after finishing games. It's kind of unforgettable. Hey, like you feel empty inside, and you can't, like when this has happened to me. And the biggest example that I give is when I finished BioShock 1, right? Or even finishing Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 1. I don't know why, but I couldn't even get off the couch. And I was kind of just like, I don't know what to do with my life anymore, kind of feeling. Do you know what I mean? Was that similar with you?
When the credits start rolling, you just sit there in awe, like you don't know what's going on. It's terrible. It's the worst feeling, and you know. I still like. I'm happy I experienced it because the journey was amazing, but I can't have that heartbreak anymore, dude. I've only experienced it once before, really, and that was with Final Fantasy X back in high school. Yeah,
but Rob, that is a good feeling.
Played that, but that was rough.
Ultimately, that is kind of the point, especially of narrative and story-based games. You should be feeling like that at the end of a good story. So I don't know why you don't want to go through that again. You know.
I don't know, because like I don't like. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm sure it has something to do with me. Like it's like a me thing. It's a me problem I need to work on. But I don't like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling. It left me empty, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't play games for days afterwards because I didn't know what to do. I think actually afterwards I got stuck into like League of Legends just because it was like aimless.
Well, you needed a palate cleanser after that.
Something like that. You know what? And Cyberpunk kind of did it to me as well. Man, CD Projekt Red are good at making games, man. Their stories and their plots, their twists, pretty good.
I need to finish Phantom Liberty, man. Far out. My backlog keeps growing, and it's so daunting. I don't like to think about it, you know.
Yeah.
But speaking about playing games, what we're watching, playing, and reading, Rob, what have you been getting up to in the past week?
What have I been doing? I've been playing Tainted Grail still. I just keep. I'm further along than I was before, but I should be much further. But I keep remaking characters.
You need to stop doing that, bro. As a friend, let me tell you, stop it. You never finish games.
I can't help myself. I can't help it. Well, I've got a character I'm in love with now. I enjoy, and I know. Everyone's going to say, yeah, but you can just drink the respec potions, like the origin potions, and reboot. I don't like it because I like the journey to be the character that I made from the start to the finish. I don't want to cruise through the game as a wizard, only to change into a warrior when I've got the levels under my belt. No, I want to get through the muck. I want to earn it. You know?
You said that about Baldur's Gate 3, and it's the exact reason why you never finished that game.
That one story burnt me out. Burnt me out, that one.
Fair.
Mainly.
Fair.
Like I'm tempted actually to just jump back into it and go murder hobo, but like, just kill everything that moves, like everything, because I think that would be cool. But I'm pretty sure you can't have any companions and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, honestly, whenever I've had time and I haven't had a ton of it with the camp and everything, Tainted Grail.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of fun. It's like Morrowind with Oblivion graphics, but more gothic and dark with like a King Arthurian type background and setting. It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
All right, man. All right.
What about yourself?
I heard the term indie Skyrim being thrown around. Do you feel like that's fair or? In a good way, in the best way, but
it's been thrown around positively, but I don't think it's anything like Skyrim. Like I don't get any Skyrim vibes when I played it. Because if I did, I probably wouldn't play it, to be honest. Because Skyrim burnt me out super hard.
Yeah.
I can see some Oblivion there in it, but the freedom with the mechanics and the character building is more Morrowind.
Okay.
But there's also like. The combats feels janky at first, but once you understand this kind of Dark Souls, like there's a stamina bar and it's very important to manage that whilst fighting. Parrying is huge in this game. You understand the combat a little better. Like it all starts to make sense. So there's much more of a hands-on feel with melee combat. It's not just run up to things and hack and slash.
Yeah.
There are consequences for gassing out mid-fight. Trust me.
Okay. I will play it one day, but right now, man, I'm still trying to find the time, especially with this trip. I still haven't finished Oblivion Remastered. I still haven't finished Doom, The Dark Ages. I'm just like slowly working my way through things, and the list keeps growing. I don't know how to approach my backlog anymore. I don't. I just don't want to think about it. You know?
You know what you should do? Just like not go through it. Start a new log. Just start a new game. See, I don't understand. I don't have a backlog per se. Like I still haven't played Shadow of the Erdtree.
I'll play it. Wild to me, by the way. I can't believe you haven't.
Because
that's crazy.
If I don't feel like playing that type of game, I will not play it. Like I just, there's nothing in me that makes me want to play it. I will not play a game. That's why I guess I had trouble with streaming sometimes. It's because like I wouldn't play interesting games. If I felt like playing a 2D indie game, that's all I would play. You know what I mean? It's tricky.
I'll say that there is an audience for that. Like if people, I don't think people that are fans of you would necessarily care exactly what you're playing. More that you're having a good time and playing something that looks vaguely interesting. But I know you're not vibing with streaming. You should give videos a go, man. I reckon that would do well. I'm just saying.
Like VODs.
Yeah, just like Let's Plays or even just like stitching together bits of gameplay from a longer video that you have or whatever it might be.
Maybe, and give it some edit, because the problem with me is it's hard for me to get a big chunk of time to play.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they could stitch a lot of things together. But also, I pause a ton. I've got so many kids running around, and every 30 seconds, one of them is like, "Dad, help me with this. Dad, help me with that." Like, I thought the dream was to get your kids into games, right? To get them in the video games. So we all play games. We all love games. It's mad. But mate, someone's got to help them get through Crash Bandicoot. And someone's got to help them with that robot game. Someone's got to help them with Wobbly Life. Let me say Wobbly Life. Super underrated game. It's so good. Like, for a kid game, man, like Wobbly Life, hidden gem.
Oh my God.
Every cent. It is
I
so
never
cool.
thought I'd hear you say something like that.
It's such a funny game, dude. Such a funny game.
Oh, far out. Anything else that you want to chat about? I tried. Here's the funny thing. I also tried to watch some anime this week. There's just nothing big and new out. I'm actually considering canceling my Crunchyroll subscription, at least for the time being. There's nothing there that I want to watch. You know,
can't do that, mate. Because as
I
soon as you do, something good's going to come out, right? There's nothing right now. Let's go through my watch list. There's nothing right now I'm really in tune to watch. Like, did Konosuba release like 3 episodes, or did I just not finish the last 3 episodes of whatever the last season was? Because
I'm not sure.
I thought they were doing another one, but yeah, I'm not. There's nothing really like groundbreaking anime wise. I've been reading a pretty cool book.
Oh yeah,
lately, but I haven't finished it yet. I'm not going to recommend it before I finish it. If anybody wants good fantasy fiction, I know heaps of good ones. You know, it is a fun one for people. The Reckoners. I think it's a Brandon Sanderson book. I think, or Brent Weeks, one of those. I say Sanderson maybe, but it's really cool because if you're into fantasy and you like superheroes, but you haven't really read much superhero books, it's really cool. It's a really off take about it. It's about like kind of like an anti-hero. It's really well put together. I highly recommend it. I thought it was outstanding, and it's completed series as well. Nice, really good one. So
Brandon Sanderson,
Bukes. Yep. Yeah. If you like these books or you like these recommendations, let me know and I'll let you use in on some more. I got hoops.
I'm telling you, man, people want to see like a good reads list from you. That's been asked a few times. So you should consider doing one, and we'll have that list available somewhere, you know?
Well, in the last couple of years, I've gone into like a subgenre called lit RPGs. It's like literature RPGs. So it's like people that get put into game worlds. So they have stats and statistics and stuff like that. So it's like literally reading about a character that's in a game. It's cool. But because the genre is new-ish, there's a big discrepancy between good ones and kind of average ones.
Yeah.
Right. So if I put a Goodreads list, I'd have to go through heaps. Like sometimes I read them so fast because they're also not huge books. This subgenre. So like sometimes I read them so fast I don't remember the bloody title of the books. You know? But
fair enough. But yeah, man, last segment, as always, viewer questions. If you have any questions for this segment, please let us know in the comments below. We try to get to as many of you as we can in each episode. First up, we got at Uncle Creepy 8400. Question for Rob. Would you beat Kratos in a fight if he had no powers? What would be the game plan? Love the pod, by the way. Keep up the good work, lads. Thank you, man. No powers, Kratos. What do you reckon, man?
Did he have to make 84? I'd smash him at 84, dude. Dude's not making 84.
It's a weight class thing.
Yeah, dude. If he's coming into this fight at like 130 with all his skill sets, you know what I mean? But if he at 84, then it's just like skill set on skill set. You know, he can only no powers. He's only human.
No weapons. Yeah.
No weapons. Yeah. But hold on, wait, the rules? He looks like the sort of dude that'll bite someone's face.
Let's say it was UFC rules, right? Like proper UFC bout.
84, I beat
classes.
him. 85, I beat him. Too fast.
The next question is from at PW Slattery. Have you guys checked out Manor Lords? It is a world-building strategy game, but no matter what I do, the winter, wolves, diseases, and barbarian invaders end up killing everyone in my village. Have you played Manor Lords, Rob?
I haven't. My son has, and I've watched him just like suffering constantly. Yeah, he loves building sims and like colony simulators and whatnot. I went with, it was either Manor Lords or Bellwright. I like the idea of playing one character, and Bellwright was really cool. Is Manor Lords the one? Can you zoom into one character, like play as one man? I don't know. I don't really like. I don't know. I like having a dude. You know what I mean? Helps me get into it.
Yeah. More. I will give a recommendation for a similar game. In fact, it's a game that, you know, the company that I work at publishes. It's similar to Manor Lords, called Thrive, Heavy Lies the Crown. Check it out. You might find it interesting. But next question is from at ZK3212. Question for Rob. Who do you think would win prime for prime, Dricus du Plessis or Yoel Romero? I think that fight would be a barn burner. What do you reckon, man?
Oh, yeah. Depends. If Dricus survives Yoel's explosions, then Yoel might gas and then lose that weight in that fashion. But
yeah,
Yoel's, it's hard to pick with Yoel because he's like got such an X factor going into every fight. Prime Yoel was scary, but
he was. You there was this interview that I watched of you, and it pops up every now and again. You were talking about what it feels like to kick Yoel, and it feels like steel. Would you say like he was like the worst person to kick or to hit?
It's the only dude I've kicked like a muscle and hurt myself.
Like, that's crazy.
Like he was just,
what's he made of?
Felt like rocks, dude. Oh, mate, rocks and hard stuff. Still knocking people out at 48. Animal.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw that boxing fight. It was insane. At Tiger Crush 2253 asks, question for Rob: how do you strike a balance between eating enough to perform and staying healthy while also shaving down your weight as the fight gets closer? How much do you prioritize being bigger and stronger come fight night versus having an easier, less taxing weight cut?
Oh, well, that's a secret, isn't it? That's a secret to weight cutting. Right now, I count calories, so it's and I get someone to adjust them and to watch them quite closely. So counting the calories makes sure that I'm eating enough of X for my performance tomorrow, or that I'm eating under the calorie limit to be dropping in weight. I find that I like doing it this way just because it's controllable. You can see the numbers. You can make adjustments accurately. You can go into sessions or recoveries knowing you've eaten enough of everything, you know, and you're fueling enough. But it's tricky. That's like the whole secret to weight cutting for a fight.
Alrighty. And last question is from at Preston Winters 9656. Rob, which country that you've been to has the best food? What do you reckon, man?
Oh, man. Ooh.
I think I know the answer you're going to give. It's such a typical Rob answer, but I think I know what it is.
I bet you don't.
All right. I won't BS you. You say what it is, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
I know the one you're going to say. Like,
okay.
And don't get me wrong. Japan and Japanese food and ramen, like it's out of this world. Right? I really enjoyed it. But I think one of the best meals I've had overseas was some Indian food I had in England.
Okay. Like, was it a tikka masala or something?
No, I got a vindaloo. I like vindaloo. But
okay.
Like I got, it's just so good. So good. Like you can't beat Japan.
No.
I love ramen. I love all their foods. I love curries. I love ramen. I love sukemen. I love udon. I really like Japan and Japan food. But the food, the most surprised I've been in the country with food was England, because when I like Indian food, but having Indian food there, it was like so good. So good. What about yourself?
I thought you were going to give the answer of that nothing beats Australia. But I will say, I know it's not technically overseas or whatever, but in terms of just countries, we have pretty good food here, man. Like we have a huge melting pot of different cultures. Like you want good ramen, you want good Indian, you can get anything everywhere. It's actually awesome here, you know?
It is.
But
you can,
in terms of
I do
my
love
favorite
that. You
food,
can get everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I would probably say the best meal that I've ever had was in Portugal, in Porto. Funnily enough, it was a pasta. I know, Italian dish in Portugal, but it's probably the best dish that I've ever had, and I remember it to this day. It was absolutely insane. It had pumpkin in it, beautiful sauce. Oh,
pumpkin.
Yeah, I do, and I'm not usually like chomping at the bit for pumpkin. It was awesome. I don't know what they did to it. But that was it, Rob. That is episode 68 of the MMArcade podcast. Look at us, 40 minutes. Not so bad. As always, bro. Closing thoughts and remarks for the episode.
We're getting better with this. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. That's my son running around. Watch it out, buddy. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you stayed with us for the entire episode, tell your friends, share it around, like, subscribe, please. Just want to pump those numbers up. Bear with us for the next week. Our friend Jonny has gone overseas, so
I'm sorry.
And thank you very much, guys. Take it easy.